And then this button's going to open that door, but just like the others, there is a time limit. It's going to close. But as long as you wall run instead of trying to shimmy across that wall, you make it in more than enough time. And just like we went down one of these access tunnels earlier, now we're going back up, going out of a different one. And this next jump is a little tricky. If you climb all the way to the top of this pipe and try to jump over onto that ledge, most of the time it fails and you fall and die. If you stop too early, where you're real low like this, and she reaches up towards the ledge, it seems like that would be a harder jump to make, but it's actually the one where she can catch herself on the edge, which makes it much more likely that you'll actually succeed. Once you jump on top of this elevator, when you turn around, directly above where you were is where you're going next. I would recommend wall running onto these pipes, not jumping for them. And at the top of this pipe, you want to go in the direction where there's the ladder. If you're playing without runner mode on, this wheel isn't red, so this could be something you could get caught by. But if you're playing on normal or easy with the default settings, it's real easy to see that wheel. You know you have to turn off that water before you move on. And while you don't make that jump, this is the route that they actually expect you to go. They kind of scare you by making you think you jump to the platform and you don't reach it, but the bar you catch down there is where you're actually going. Again, once you jump on the elevator, you turn around and go right back the direction you were going, just one level further up. And also, again, when you're going up the pipe, and you have platforms on either side.
What are you taking in the sights? The Blues are already heading your way.
You want to go to the side that has the ladder. And then we have a button to operate a crane. You want to push the button and then jump onto this. But the crane that we started is not the one that we're standing on. It's one that's down below us, then coming up. You don't have to have a running start to reach it, so don't stand real far back on this and try to time a run to jump onto it. You just walk out to the edge like what I did, and then without a running start you can make the jump. And then there are a lot of cops up here. I'm going to circle around here to the left, try to sneak by most of them. This is an area where most of the time you probably want to actually isolate them and fight them. But from on top of this shipping crate, if you lift your legs up during the jump, you can make it over the fence. And by doing that, you can avoid the fight pretty much. There is another jump further around the fence that's an easier jump to make. You don't have to pick your legs up to get over.
They know something about Pope's murder, so don't let him wind you up, okay? He used to be a pretty decent runner. God knows who he's working for now.
But while it's a much easier jump to get over the fence from the other place, it leaves you out in the open because you actually have to jump up a couple of things climbing your way to where you jump from. So to use it, you pretty much have to have dealt with the cops, because while you spend that much time out in the open, they will kill you. And there is Jackknife. We're supposed to chase after him at this point. If he starts to get too far ahead of you, he'll stop and wait and let you catch up. I'm going to try to keep up with him as best I can, though. There are a couple of places that it's real easy to lose him. And if you miss a jump like what I just did and slow down, that would have let him get away, except, like I said, he does stop and wait. This is a jump that looks like it would be really easy, but it's one that I miss a lot. To jump onto that little ductwork right there. I made the jump this time, but it's not one I make a lot of the time. I'm not keeping up with him quite as well as I would have hoped, but I'm not doing too bad either. Running along that wall will let you get over that fence faster. Here's another one. Well, I fell off, so I'm going to have to climb the fence, but it's faster if you can just jump across over it from the ductwork. And right here where you have to use those steps to get up is probably the easiest place to lose him, because he goes around this corner, but there are several other little directions you can look there. This is the only route that continues on though, so you'll eventually find it. And no matter how fast you have gone or how slow you have gone, you get there just in time to see his elevator closing and him getting away. There's also a comment that Mert can come over the radio and tell you that you're losing him. That's just after so much time has passed during the chase, so if he doesn't say it, you did pretty well. And the pipe that he used to get over there fell.
Find another way through to him.
So we have to find another way. Off in this direction, there are some flagpoles down there. From where they are so far away and so much below us, this jump you don't really have a lot of control of. That's another one where if you miss it, don't hold it against yourself. And jumping from that second pipe to this third pipe is another place where you want to make sure you don't go too high. If you climb all the way up to the top of it, you'll overshoot the third pipe and end up falling. And there are several different routes to get through this last little area. Probably the fastest is to head over here into the scaffolding, climb up, and then jump across to the last part of scaffolding. Except you actually want to make the jump. And then run across that board that's on the wall there and jump across to the building from there. I'm going to play it safe and take the easier jump, which is down here on the ground level. And once you're over here, there's not really much option. You just want to head up so that you get back up to the roof. And then there's only one opening in the fence that you can use to get to Jackknife.
I know what you're here for, Faithy.
Just tell me what Icarus has to do with Pope's murder, Jack.
I heard a cop did it.
You heard wrong, then.
You a fan of wrestling, Faith? Pope was a wrestling fan. He even employed an ex-wrestler to handle his security. Travis Burfield used to go by the name of Ropeburn.
Is this going somewhere?
Ropeburn? Well, he's really just a thug who got lucky. And sometimes people are too ignorant to see their place. Always want to swim in the big pond. Never see the bigger fish. If I were you, I'd start with that glorified slab of meat. Happy hunting, Faithy.
Listen, I don't know about going to Ropeburn straight away.
I'm not. I'm gonna see Miller.
Oh, Faith, what are you doing? You gonna tell him about Jackknife?
Not yet. He's still a cop, no matter what Kate says.
You see him?
Yeah. He's heading for his car. Lieutenant Miller? I'm Faith. Kate's sister?
She never mentioned a sister.
Yeah, well, we're not the mentioning kind. She told me to find you if things went bad.
She's been arrested. And you wouldn't be the suspect seen fleeing from the crime scene, would you?
Well now, it's difficult to recall with a gun in my face.
I know what you are.
You know it was a setup, right?
I know Kate wouldn't be capable of something like this. But my captain's asking some difficult questions, and I can't even get in to see her.
What do you know about something called Icarus?
Why?
It's mentioned on this. It was in Pope's hand. I think it's from his diary.
You took evidence.
Kate's the only family I have, Lieutenant. And Blues in jail don't last long. She goes down for this, it's a death sentence.
I won't stop you. I owe that much to Kate. But there are plenty of people who'll try. And I can't stop them either. You better learn how to run.
Running is what I do best.